Hello everyone. In this lecture, we're going to be going over how to get your computer set up so you can do Java development. We're first going to be discussing how to install Java on your computer. And then after that, we'll look at how to set up the tools you need to actually start writing your programs. Now, actually, I'm going to divide this lecture up into two sections, or two lectures rather. First, the Java installation, and then the development tools. The reason I'm going to do that is because the Java installation is a pretty significant process. So I thought it would be a good idea to let you take a breather after finishing that portion before you go on to the next part of the lecture. So let's go on ahead and get started with part one. All right. So first of all, in order to develop programs on your computer, you must install the Java Developer Kit, also known as the JDK. Oracle, the company that owns and develops the Java language, has a page that allows you to download the latest version of the Developer Kit. There's a couple of things to note here. First off, you probably already have the Java Runtime Environment, or the JRE, installed on your computer. That allows you to run Java programs that other developers write, but it won't be enough for you to write your own code. So you do need to get this JDK installed. Second, the concepts that we're going to be talking about in this course are compatible all the way back to older versions of Java, all the way back to about 1.5 or 1.6. So even if you download the newest version of the JDK, all of the standard features in this course should still work. So please send me a message or leave a comment if something doesn't work. And then last, when you go to download the JDK, which I'm going to give you the link for in a second, make sure you're getting the standard edition, or SE. Other editions of Java, such as the Enterprise Edition, also known as EE, are different and are used for varying purposes, such as for large corporate applications or mobile devices. So you want to make sure you have the standard edition and not something like EE or ME. Okay, so another thing that I want to note is that I personally develop on Windows computers, but you might be using a different system. Even if you are using Windows, you might have editions other than Windows 10. So right now there's 7 and 8 that people are still using. So because the steps vary across specific systems to get this installed, I've included some links that will help you get the best instructions for your needs. The first link listed below under helpful links is Oracle's official site, which you should absolutely visit to download the JDK. It also gives instructions for installation on each system. So let's just take a quick look at that right now, at that website. Okay. So here's the Oracle site. As you can see, we're under Standard Edition, SE. So to actually do the download, you would want to click on this button here, the Oracle JDK download. It will take you to another page. And here down below, you can choose your operating system and then download the proper file. I would probably do the exe or whichever executable for your system. So once you've downloaded that, another thing that you're going to want to look at is the installation instructions. So here, it's sort of a long read, but there's an overview. And you also will notice that it has specific instructions for different systems. So if you're on Windows, for instance, you want to click on that and just follow along. If you're on Mac OS, you can do the instructions for that as well. So really, this goes into a lot of detail, and I think it's a pretty helpful guide. Okay. So there's another link that I have here as well. The second link is for those of you who like screenshots to help you throughout the installation. So the second link here, it goes to a WikiHow article, which is a pretty nice and beginner-friendly guide to getting everything installed. So let's take another look at that really quickly. So you see it's on WikiHow. And it has sections for how to download the developer kit. It's got how to install on Mac OS. It's got how to install on Windows. Then if you click on that show more, it has, if you're using Linux or Solaris, you can install from an archive or from a package. And like I said, it's got screenshots. It's pretty nice, I think, and handy. Just helps you through it a little bit easier, I think. Okay? So using those two links, you should hopefully be pretty well set up to get everything installed. So, my first mission for you is to go on and get everything installed and set up using those two links. If you haven't done so already, I know some of you might already have installed Java, so that's great if you have. Either way, after you've gotten that done, come back and join me again for the next lecture.